Hey, hey, hey! Welcome back to the RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999 from the RSG crew. Welcome one and all to the RSG Lunch Stream. What is the lunch stream? We just kind of hang out, talk shop for a little bit, so you have something to listen to during your lunch stream. If you have questions, go ahead and get those in. But welcome. Hope everybody's doing good. I know it's Monday. It is the start of the work week, so hopefully we can bring a little bit of fun and entertainment in your life while you get through the dungeons of work or whatever you're working on. Joining me is the normal crew. We've got Finity, who made it back through treacherous weather and had Bojangles and is now comfortably back at his house. Finn, what's going on?
Oh my god, the Bojangles just made this day better because the rest of the weekend at the end was just bad. I mean, bad weather, delaying flights. Then I had to get a 5 a.m. flight, but Bojangles just makes everything better.
Man, was that in Virginia that you got the Bojangles?
No, in Charlotte. So Charlottesville at 5 a.m. is relatively closed. So I basically just got onto the flight and then made it to Charlotte, and I had like a 2-hour layover, so that's when I got my Bojangles in Charlotte. Mm-hmm. And I waved at a window because I'm assuming at some point tits just felt the wave. So, because I was close by, I waved out the window randomly.
It's like, I felt the presence I haven't felt since
2 days before when I did the same thing on my way there.
Okay. Also joining us is the mechanic himself, Mr. Grimm.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, what's going on? Also joining us is the apprentice of Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, and that would be Sanely Red.
Hey.
And joining us all the way from across the pond is the one and only Mike. Mike Hunt, what's going on?
Hey up, Cock.
What?
How you doing?
What?
Oh, just said hello.
Oh, well, the way you said it was like you were like fighting someone in the background.
Yeah, I was. It was my boot. It needs to come off.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It has been removed.
And we have to be careful because we've had sightings of both Sweary daughters in the household, so we'll be listening for that.
Yes, one's assaulting another since, unfortunately.
Oh, Lord. What are they fighting about?
Makeup. I don't know.
God.
Makeup and clothes.
Okay, well, so go ahead and get your questions in. We will be doing a roster review. If you guys didn't see last Friday we did the Angel stream, which was all the lovely ladies that possibly could be on. It was quite a lot. That was done Friday night. And then Saturday morning we had another Great Jedi Academy. And then...
One thing on that, Ranger. So... this isn't anything against you because I know what happened that day and it was just crazy. I know you had to get a bunch of videos and stuff. I found it hilarious. I started listening back to that because I was only able to join into the middle every now and then because I was out that day. I went back and listened to the Angel streams, and in the first 5 minutes, I knew we got copyright flagged because the video wasn't on mute.
Yeah.
I know what happened. You had so many videos to load for that stuff, so it's fine. I mean, it doesn't.
Yeah, it was
we still get the content out there.
Yeah, it was just hilarious.
I
didn't hear it because normally.
Yeah, OBS doesn't let you hear the videos very easily.
Right. So it was crazy because I couldn't hear it, and then someone was like, "Hey, what's that music?" And like for the first 2 minutes, I'm like, "What the hell?" And so I had to go back in and look through because there was a lot of videos that I had set up for that, and then I'm like, "Oh my god," I had to mute it. So I'm like, oh, "God." So
at least it wasn't Linkin Park. That's all I gotta say.
Right? Yeah. So we did that, and then so we had the Great Jedi Academy, and then did the mature channel stuff, and so yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there for you guys, and then so. We also streamed during the Mature channel me fighting the Thrawn event, the Mythic event, and then the other one. So that was fun. So surprisingly, I beat the Thrawn event on the second go around against Thrawn. Not a problem, right? The next tier was easy. I used my first order team, wiped it out. That Mythic tier 3 event, Jesus, I had to luckily Addix was there. He said use this lineup, and then not only that, but I had to switch out my mods. I had to use my god mods, and which really annoys me. I mean, it's like the fact that you have to use. I don't know how people don't beat it, because even then, it still took me a couple tries to beat it. I did beat it, and then I beat it again. But holy God, that last tier, that mythic event was super, super hard. And the rewards for me just didn't justify it. It's like, that's a lot of time and effort just to beat this event for a couple of mods, maybe some cash. I mean...
You guarantee purple mods, though. I mean, that's...
But they weren't
basically
great.
like 6 million credits worth of reward. I know it's RNG based on what you're getting. But...
Yeah. I mean, for that amount of headache, it was like, oh, Lord. The funniest thing
I gave up on it the first day for that exact reason. So since I was out the weekend, I played the event in the morning, and I couldn't. I was playing around with it and trying to figure out the AI and what the best thing was, but I ran out of time in the morning because then the rest of the day I was out. And so the second day, after I finished everything and then my flight got delayed, I was like, okay, let me just see if I can beat the event now with the squad that I think was working. I didn't see your stream, so I'm curious what squad you used.
It was.
I ended up using Thrawn, Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Death Trooper, and Shore Trooper.
I beat it, but we were trying that combination, but it just wasn't working. Addix came up with the lineup that really just kicked the crap out of it, and it was. And a lot of people beat that, but you needed. It was crazy. For the one that we went with, it was of course Thrawn lead with Vader, Palpatine, Shore Trooper, and Royal Guard. So with the 2 taunts up and everything, it worked out really well. And there was a kill order, and once I remodded, it was like great. I thought I was going to have to do that for the damn Thrawn for the first tier, and I was like, oh wow, I beat this on the second one. I guess mine are a little bit better than they were before, and I was able to beat it. And then the second one was no problem with the first order team, and then I got. Oh my God, that mythic tier 3 was a pain in the ass. So I feel for you guys out there. I mean, how did the rest of the guys? Everyone else cleared it, or Mike Grimm, Sanely?
Yeah.
No.
I first time round I used. I always have to be careful with this one. Imperial probe droid. We call it a slightly different name. Ends in AL. But yeah, used that first time round. And then, ironically, it couldn't do anything after that. And then I switched over to Death Trooper. And yeah, bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. You said no, Grim?
No, I feel bad. I only have 5-star Thrawn, so.
Oh. Wait a minute.
Dude, I can't bring myself to spend any more resources on Phoenix. I just can't. There's too much other stuff I need to focus on.
It's Thrawn.
Like getting JTR, man.
But it's Thrawn.
I've got such a salty video going on about just how good that Phoenix squad was that we faced. And that you'll never face that, and yours won't even come halfway near as good as theirs did.
They were just ridiculous. I mean, good Lord. I mean, with the combination that I used, it was like it offset some of the stuff that they were doing, and I was able to beat it. But I mean, that team, geez. I mean, if you use the Death Trooper team, which most people did to beat it, you need a little bit of RNG to beat it. But you basically needed God mods on all your characters to beat that. Mainly because you need enough speed to offset the fact that they were going to go about 13 to 14 times. If you lived, then you can take over. But if you didn't, it's like, oh God.
It was all 6 of them as well, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. So you're already down because there was 6 on 5. If you lost a character through that first barrage, then you might as well need to reset it because you were not going to beat it. There was just no way. So I was like, ugh, God. Anybody else?
And they ignored auto taunt for the first barrage, too.
I know. They would ignore my short trooper like, wait, what? I was like, what the hell is this?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I reckon IPD, and if we'd have been allowed a 6, IPD and Death Trooper, and they would have just
Sure, but we were
wrecked.
only allowed 5, so we were kind of.
I know.
You know,
Mismatch.
up the creek without a paddle. So, bless you all. God mod. K-Flip said, "What is a God mod?" Anything I would say. What would you say the speed? 18 or higher?
I would say overall mod set speed greater than 80. I think that would be.
I saw a
mod set speed. Your overall entire set of mods gives you more than 80 speed. I think is.
Yeah.
That's what I ended up using, except for Short Trooper, who's slow, and that got me into a good position.
Somebody showed me a screenshot. I don't know if it was them or somebody else has pulled 5-dot crit damage mod. Crit damage as its main stats, 36%, whatever. 28 secondary speed.
Yeah. I'm just not getting any rolls. I bought a
That just
couple
makes me
mods that were like primary stat was, secondary stat was primary was speed, and then I rolled it, and it's like I get like a 10. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah, so K-Flippin, so for the event, I think you need a plus 80 or more on your characters. But yeah, God mod speed would be over 100, probably more than plus 20 speed on all of your secondaries. So.
Right.
I haven't upgraded I pulled 2 tenacity triangles from that. A defense showing speed, and also an offense showing speed. I haven't leveled them yet, but that was kind of like, yay! That was even better than the Gear 12 pieces.
Yeah, it's a. So that was that. So we're gonna start off. Go ahead and get your questions in, insanely scooping them up. But we're gonna do a roster review. And Finn, who are we doing the roster review for today?
So the roster review is for Orzosro, and I hope I'm saying his right. Orzosro. He is the guild leader of Pod 6, and he is looking for just kind of a general roster review. So I just talked to him, so we have an idea about some things to focus on, but a little bit of a background. He is a day 1 player, but he took a break for real life issues. And it was like a 6-month break. So since then, he's been trying to climb back up. And as we know, once you take a break, especially on a day 1 server, it becomes very difficult to come back. So he's trying to make it back to the top. You can see, do you have his GG page pulled up, Ranger?
Right.
Okay, so you can see that he's currently getting into about the top 100 in Arena. He feels the difficulty may be somewhere in the mods because he is competing against day 1 players, so they might be a little bit better modded than he is. So we'll take a look at his mod, take a look at his arena squad. He's also looking for help with his fleet. In fleets, he is getting between 150 and about 230. So he's looking for improving in his ships as well. We want to try and get you into the top 20 so you can get those crystals for your rewards. And then the other part is anything to help him with the Sith raid. So Arena, primarily focusing on mods because it looks like he has the characters with the Emperor Palpatine. So look at his mods, his ship arena, and potential squads for his Sith raid.
Well, I'm looking at his mods now.
Yeah, that's the same here. I'm pulling a Grande. Oh my god!
Good. Good, Grim.
Well, he's got some really good stuff, speed mods on Vader, but then he's got he's got 15 on Scion, he's got 13 square on EP, and then he's got down the line he's got a decent speed one on Biggs and Hermit Yoda, and stuff that isn't on his arena team that should be on his arena team.
Yeah. I'm looking at his Palpatine. He's got 4 potency mods that got speed. Great. But then he's got a speed set with 13 speed on the square for Palpatine. I don't know if that's the best one he has. And then protection health one, which I'm fine. I mean, if you're not going to use, I would take that speed. I don't know if he has another square that he could replace that with. If you're going to go that route, yeah, it's a little bit all over the place with your mods here, bud.
Trying to see if I can find the diagram that I was linking to people. So I can. I'm gonna try and put it in Skype here for you, Ranger. Let me try and find it really quick.
It doesn't have any speed on Nihilus, which is okay, I guess, for that team, right? Probably need to get some speed mods on Nihilus as well. But yeah, mismatch of mods. He's got a 3-dot triangle on there. We got to get that replaced. I mean, oh boy, this is why you're kind of. You need to do, but I mean, Finn, are you looking at his mods overall?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at his mods. We'll go through again, just quickly, what you want to do when you're evaluating mods, and I'm gonna do this in parallel as we're talking with Orzo. So I'm gonna look at his mods as well, and then try to tell you, Ranger, what I'm doing, so you can follow along and show people as well. But essentially, when you're looking at mods, remember that there's also a 10% speed bonus when you put that on a speed set on a character, right? So you always want to make sure you're taking that into consideration. Looking at only your best secondary mods may not give you your highest speed. So what I'm going to do first is look at his Vader, because I realized something the other day when we were when I was helping somebody else with remodding. GG does not take into account, when it gives you the stats below, the 10% bonus that you get with the speed set if you have a speed set already on the character. Yeah. So if you don't have a speed set, it's easy. So he does not have a speed set, and his Vader is at 218. I can tell you right now that's going to be way too slow.
That's way too slow. I mean, and his mods are still mismatched on here too. So I mean, we've got a 30 speed.
So let's see if we can increase it. Right. So it's what we want to do is not only find your best secondaries, because you're going to want Vader to be your fastest.
Yeah, he needs to be in the
second fastest range. Yeah, and your Scion is good to have Scion fast, because you can do the AoE and remove any tenacity up. If you're facing any Rex squads, you can start getting pain moving around, but you don't make him too fast, because if you make him too fast, you're reducing kind of the abilities of the other characters who are going to be more speed reliant. And Scion is going to gain a lot of turn meter anyways between Nihilus, that's going to be doing his AoE cooldown reduction, which is going to prevent other people from using their abilities.
Fast as hell too.
Yes, and you want Nihilus fast. So in terms of order, right, you're better off having Vader being your fastest, followed by Thrawn, Nihilus, Palpatine, and Scion, which is kind of maybe counterintuitive because you want to remove you want to try and remove any tenacity up. But Vader is going to be providing so much turn meter for everybody else. Plus, you have the link between Scion and Nihilus. You don't have to worry quite as much about that. So,
he can get away with doing a let's see here. The speed set requires 4, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I'm looking through his speed set, speed secondary mods. He has enough decent secondary speed mods to do a speed set on Vader.
Well, let's see what it turns out to be, right? So let's look at first his speed plus his speed square and speed secondary. So let's see what his fastest one is. Oh, he has a couple of plus 13s. So that's good. So he has plus 13. That's one on Palpatine and one on Hermit Yoda, right? So we have plus 13. Again, there's a little diagram that I draw, and it's basically going to create 6 little boxes. The top left box is going to be 2 columns of 3 rows each. So it's a little 2x3 square. The top or rectangle. The top left is going to represent the square mod. The top right is going to be the arrow mod, and all the other mods. So they all kind of align with that. You're going to create 2 of those, one for speed set and one for non-speed set. And that way you'll be able to figure out what exactly you're gaining and losing by using a speed set and not using a speed set. So looking just at his speed set first, his square, his best one is a plus 13. Looking next, this loads because for some reason GG is spazzing out on me. I don't know what's going on. GG's been doing this lately for me, and I have no idea why.
You have the virus.
I ain't got... It's only the GG page, too. It's bizarre.
Oh, we got the GG virus.
Yeah, apparently got the GG virus. So maybe you can tell me, Ranger, if you're moving through it. So let's go to his diamond next. What's his highest speed set diamond speed secondary?
I'm trying to pull it there, but
Diamond, he's got he's got the 10 on Vader already.
Okay,
He's
so his
got
highest
a
is
11 on
speed.
Speed set, diamond, speed secondary, his fastest is a +10.
No, +4.
+4. Okay.
If it and that's one that's not on Vader.
Yeah. It doesn't matter who it's on. We're just looking to do it. No, he actually has an 8. He has a +8 that's on CLS.
mm-hmm.
It's loaded. Okay, so his fastest speed secondary on a diamond of the speed set is a +8 that's on CLS. If we go to his triangle,
He's got a +10.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at triangle.
He's got a +10.
he has a +10 that's on Vader.
That's good.
Okay, and I'm making note of where these are, so we can always go back. And then when you need to move them, you'll know exactly where to move it. Looking at his circle speed set, speed secondaries, his fastest is a +9 that's on Poe.
Yeah, he currently has a 14 on their health mod.
And then his plus sign mod with speed
Plus
sets,
20
speed secondary is +8.
Yeah, he's
on
got a
CL.
+23 crit chance mod.
Okay. So, yeah, let me compare again with all of the non-speed sets, right? So, yeah, so his fastest non-speed set, speed secondary is a +23 that's currently on Vader. We look at his circle, that is a non-speed set.
Mm-hmm.
His 14 that's on Vader. If we go to his triangle, his fastest is a +8 that's on CLS.
He does have a +10 speed one on him right now. On his Vader.
On his diamond, you mean, not his triangle.
Oh, his diamond
Oh,
is...
no, yeah. His triangle has the speed set. Yeah, I'm
Right.
looking at the non-speed
Well,
sets right
his diamond is a +11 speed, but it's a crit chance one.
now. Right. So, let's see. So then if we look at his diamond fastest is a +15 that's on Scion. And then if we look at his square mod, his fastest is a +12 that's on Han. And then let's see if he has any speed arrows with a speed prime on a speed set. And he does. He has 3 of them. Okay, so he does have a +30 on the speed set. And does he have non-speed set arrows? He does. Okay, so he has +30 on both. So now we've looked at both of his speed sets and non-speed sets. And tried to figure out what his best speed secondaries are with speed set and non-speed set. Now what we'll do is try to put together 4 speed mods followed by the best other 2 mods that he can get. So what you're going to do is compare whether the speed set or the non-speed set has a better speed secondary. So if we start with the square, his speed set actually has more speed by 1. If we look at his arrow, he has +30 speed everywhere, so there's no difference there. If we look at his CLS, which has a +8 diamond versus a +15 diamond on Scion, it's actually slower by 7. If we compare his triangle, which is a +10 on Vader versus the +8 on CLS, he actually has a +2. He has more speed on his secondary with the speed. If you compare the circle, his Poe circle is +9 versus his current Vader, which is +14, so it's slower by 5. And if we compare his plus sign, CLS is +8, and his Vader is +23, so it's a 15 speed difference. Okay? So, if we were to use the ones where speed has the most advantage, his arrow evens out, his square mod will be +1, so that's going to be better. His triangle is better on his speed set, and that remains a -5 on his circle mod, a -7 on his diamond mod, and a -15 on his plus mod. -5 is the least, right? So we'll go with the -5, so we'll put a speed set on his circle, and then we'll use non-speed set for the diamond and his plus sign. The total difference by using that speed set is going to give you -3 or -2, and the speed set's going to give Vader, I think, about 12, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it's 120 speed.
Okay, so Vader will get +12 speed. So you're definitely going to get more speed by using your speed set with those specific areas, right? So if you are to remod your Vader right now, I'll calculate how fast he's going to become. You pick one of your +30 speed arrows. It doesn't really matter which one. You can pick whichever one you want. Preferably one with potency. I didn't take a good look at the secondaries there, but if it has potency, that would be good. For his square mod, you can pick one from either Emperor Palpatine or Hermit Yoda. Probably Hermit Yoda, so you can keep Emperor Palpatine modded while you're doing these things. For your triangle, you can keep the +10 that you have on Vader.
Yep.
For your diamond, use the +15 that you have on Scion. For your plus mod, you keep the +23 on Vader. And then for your circle mod, you'll take the +9 off of Poe. So if we go then to, and I'm checking his Vader just to make sure we have the exact secondaries and everything. Hold on. Everything is going so slow. So slow. Okay. All right. Then we have Vader. Bring up my calculator.
Get a call from housekeeping?
Yeah, apparently it's housekeeping. So we have his bonus, which is 97 speed. So 218, 97. Yeah, his Vader is currently at a base of 121. So yeah, so you'll get +12 speed. So if we do 121 plus a 13 from the square, 30 from the arrow, 15 from the diamond, 10 from the triangle, 9 from the circle, 23 from the plus sign, plus 12 speed from the bonus, your Vader is now going to be 233 speed.
There you go.
Which means that your total, 233, 121, is your Vader is going to have plus 112 speed. That puts your Vader much more competitive, most likely, with your shard. So you have a lot of speed mods.
Yep.
It's just putting them on the right character.
Right. And Vader's the key to that.
Mm-hmm. And you'll do a similar process. This is something you guys hear a lot, I'm sure, every time we go over a roster review and we go over mods, and I'm trying to explain this. But I have been hearing that people are using the exclude squads option more, and it's really helpful. So I hope you guys are getting the idea about how to remod and how to use some of the features in GG, because GG is actually really good with regards to this. They have an exclude squad option, where first thing you'll want to do is just empty out your squads. The squads otherwise in GG aren't all that useful, to be honest, but the exclude squad option is really good. What you'll do is you'll empty out your squads, and then you'll create a new squad and only add characters that you have modded. So once you remod Vader, you update your GG page, so your Vader now shows all of the new mods. You go to your squads, you create a squad with only Vader, and then moving forward, you'll exclude squads, and it'll exclude Vader. And then if you add, let's say next you mod Thrawn, right? When you add Thrawn to that squad and you click exclude squads in the mod filters, it's now going to exclude Thrawn and Vader. And so on and so forth. So as you guys are remodding whatever number of characters that you want, it'll keep on excluding those and not bring them in the results. And then you always want to compare speed mods with non-speed mods. And then you'll be able to see what your best speed is going to be. Your next fastest should be Thrawn, followed by Nihilus, then Palpatine, and then Scion. You guys agree that would be the order?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think that would help you a lot with your arena and being able to stay higher. When you have a slower Vader, you're not going to go first. You're going to provide turn meter to the other team first, and that's always going to be a bad thing. But you have a 7-star Scion with a Zeta on his unique. You should be able to hold in the top 50, I think, a little bit easier. So I think that covers it with the arena and the mod side. If you need help with that, just let us know. We're on the RSG Discord. I know you're on there as well. So you can just always tag one of us, and I'm sure Grande will have a great amount of fun going through your mods, followed by a few exasperations. So don't take it personally. Grande loves him some mods. But yeah, I think you can remod and make your squad a little bit faster. Looking overall at your speed secondaries, though, I know you were saying that you may not have a lot of mods. I don't necessarily disagree. You have a plus 23, which goes a long way. But overall, your speed secondaries are kind of a little bit on the lower end. You don't have a lot of double-digit mods. At quick glance, it looks like you maybe have about 15, 18 mods, something around there, with double-digit speeds. So you definitely want to start farming more mods, focusing on your speed set, because I see you have Jedi Training Rey. You're also going to need BB-8 fast and R2-D2 for that team. If you're running that team, speed basically kills, right? So you're going to want to get more speed sets. The other ones are always nice if you want to pick them up from like the mod shop or anything, but I would say try to balance out, and maybe we can work separately because there's going to be a lot more questions with regards to that. Try to figure out when you want to farm mods, whether it's once a week, twice a week, an entire week, just to try and boost your speeds up, whatever it is. Come up with a farming plan, and then work on improving your speed. Especially speed set mods, I should say specifically. So I think you're on the right track here. There is a little bit of deficiency on the speed sets, but you have a plus 23 plus mod, which makes me jealous at this point. So, god damn, plus 23, really?
Don't be
I
jelly.
want a plus.
I know, right? The highest I have is a 19.
Oh, and
Only
yes,
one of them.
and Ice Bank myself just made a comment, which is true. And yeah, I forget to mention this a lot, so thank you for pointing that out. Remember that the mods that show up on GG are only mods that are equipped. So if you have unequipped mods, it's not going to show up on this. So throw all of your mods onto characters. Okay? You can do it different ways in order to track them. So I know Grande always says use the lock option on the mods that have speed secondaries. Me, I can say I don't use the lock option, but what I do is any mod with a speed secondary, I level beyond level 1. So if I ever see like a level 3 mod, I know that there was a speed secondary on there. I can throw it onto a character. So whatever system you want, the lock one is probably the easiest one starting out. But throw all of your mods onto GG before the next time you update if you haven't, so that all of your mods get captured. You might notice some hidden gems here and there where you might have, like, for example, a +5 speed secondary that's still at level 1 that you didn't even realize you had. Because there are a lot of events now that go to that give you mods as rewards now. Right, we just had the whole Thrawn Mythic event, and they were giving mods, and a bunch of other ones that are starting to give mods now. So you could easily miss a mod that has a good secondary on it, whether it's speed or offense or whatever it is you're looking for. So make sure you equip those so it gets searched. Anything else from? I know I took a lot of time discussing mods, but his mods are all over the place a little bit. Any other comments about his mods? Or anything with regards to Arena before we move over to ships?
Not really.
All right.
He should Zeta Veers eventually.
Yeah. I think we'll get into that with the other. So we'll do ships next, and then we'll look at his like raiding squads. And we'll look at TB as well and just different ones that he can go to. So let's take a look at his ships. So looks like he has a lot of the different ships, not at super high level, but he has a lot of the good ships. He has a TIE Advanced with a Gear 12 Vader, which is definitely a good sign. He has a Biggs with the Gear 11 Biggs, which is good. He has a TIE Fighter pilot that's Gear 10 with the 7-star Imperial TIE. He has a First Order TIE Fighter with a Gear 9 First Order TIE pilot, so a little bit more on the gear potentially there. He has a Gear 9 5s Umbaran. He has a Gear 8 Maul Scimitar.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's probably not doing that bad in ship.
He's
the
in
fleet
150
arena because
to
he's got
230.
150 to 230. Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, because he's got a 7-star Chimera with the Gear 12
Thrawn,
Thrawn.
yeah.
He's got a 6-star TIE Reaper.
Mm-hmm. So I think he's in the chat. So, or Zoskro, if you want to tell us what your ship lineup is, maybe we can compare to what we're thinking your lineup should be. Because you have a lot of the ships that are going to be good. It looks like maybe you're not using your optimal lineup, is what it's looking like. So we'll go through ours, and I'll
yeah, I'm looking at his stuff. I mean,
dude, hold on.
Huh?
Farm Unmasked Kylo and TIE Silencer. He's got TIE Silencer at 2-star level 1, and his crew
that'll
is
be an easy one.
only 4-star.
Mhm.
So, dude, definitely farm him up, man. Farm him in his ship.
But the lineup I would use until then would be Biggs, Imperial TIE Fighter, First Order,
TIE Advanced.
TIE Advance, and I mean he could use his Reaper as
I would
well.
use Reaper.
It's a possibility. The other one would be, hold on, I just lost it. TIE Advance. So TIE Advance, Biggs, Imperial TIE Fighter Pilot, First Order TIE Fighter Pilot. You could go tanky and put Umbaran in there, right? Some people have done that. You could go Cassian. It's a good ship because it assists in stealth and everything else it does. Those would be the starting lineups, and your reserves would be, first one off the bench would be Scimitar, second one would be Boba Fett.
So interesting. I think I disagree with you slightly on the starting lineup.
Why?
So I'm with you with Biggs, TIE Advance, and Imperial TIE. My only concern about First Order TIE is that he's a Gear 9 First Order TIE.
Well,
I don't think his First Order TIE fighter is fast enough. I think I would use Reaper and Umbaran, because that's my lineup too, and my First Order TIE is not fast enough. So I use Reaper and Umbaran, because then I can bring in Scimitar once Biggs dies and put the counter on Umbaran, and he doesn't die very easily. And it makes up for a lack of gearing of the pilots a little bit.
Well, you could go that route. I still think Gear 9, he still might be okay. You kind of could play around with it, both those lineups.
It also depends when he stopped too, right? Because he stopped for a few months.
Yeah.
It's possible that he's on par with his ships, right? He may not be, he's behind in arena, but he may be on par with his ships because ships came out later and it started as soon as you opened up Fleet Arena. So I don't know if you're behind in the fleet as well. It's possible you're on time with that. So he sent me a picture of his lineup. So his current lineup looks like it is Biggs, TIE Advance, First Order TIE, TIE Imperial, and Slave 1, with an Umbaran as the first reinforcement, Scimitar, I think that's Wedge, and Ahsoka. Yeah, you're going to want to change that.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, I think it's your lineup. And the one thing about ships right now, things kind of don't hold on defense anyways. Ships is very much an RNG thing right now. It's ridiculous. So I think you just need to work a few different things here. So Biggs, TIE Advanced, First Order TIE, and Imperial TIE I think are fine. Slave 1 should not be in your starting lineup.
No, that should be your second reinforcement. Your first reinforcement should be Scimitar. You know, because once Biggs goes down, you come in, you can either pop it on Barn, or you can put, or you can pop it on. I like putting it on Imperial TIE Fighter because of the dodge. If it does hit, he counters. It's a nice ship to have that on there. So it gives you a couple of options. But Scimitar should always be your first ship coming off the bench. Then the other 2 or 3 is just situational, right? For me, I think I've got Scimitar with
Scimitar, Slave 1, and then
mine. I was going through mine. So Scimitar, then my next one's Poe, then Bubba, and then I've got Cassian.
Oh, you put Poe as your second?
Oh yeah, because by that time I've cleared out a bunch of them, right? If I even get to that point. But if I do, if it's like 3-on-3 or 4-on-4, he just comes in and wrecks one ship automatically. My silencer is still kicking ass. So, because usually, you know, Biggs goes out, I bring in Scimitar, I put it on tide, you know. But sometimes RG gets you and that ship goes down. But I'm still burning their ships, stunning their ships and stuff. They may have 1 or 2 left. I'll bring in a Poe, take out 1, and then it's like 4-on-1 or something like that. It's a really... Poe's ship is a great ship because at that point, a lot of the ships are damaged, right? They don't have the protection, right? Even if they just brought a reinforcement, there's going to be other ships that do not have it. And that big hit he does is nasty. And then he can put, on the next turn, you can just put, like, Foresight on. That's going to speed up your ship because if they shoot at it. So it's a great ship to come off the bench.
I gear 12 my Poe just for that.
Yeah, it's sick.
So recently, past few weeks, I've had Poe sitting on the bench waiting to just get rid of the TFP because I suffer with TFP-itis because I actually posted a video. Is the Artful Dodger the pilot of the TIE Fighter pilot?
That's why I keep him in 4 though. I was surprised to hear 2.
Yeah, I always manual play my ships. I just don't trust AI. Just seems to target TFP far too much.
So
it is the TIE Slicer, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, Slicer.
Oh, yeah.
TIE Slicer. Just embrace it. It's the TIE Slicer.
So that gives you some ideas on the ships. All right, I do want to get to questions today. So is there anything else we want to cover?
Yeah, let's quickly just look over his roster for any kind of raid teams. I know Sanely mentioned putting a Zeta on Veers, so that would be good.
Zeta on Roll with the Punches would also be good.
Okay, let me look at what Zetas he has really quick, and then we can go from there. Hold on, I'm pulling it up. Hurry up. We're doing a stream, GG. Okay. Okay, so he has a Zeta on Rampage for Shaz Ventress. He has It Binds All Things and Rebel Maneuvers on CLS. He has Scion. He has Inspiring Through Fear on Vader. He has Double Zeta on Emperor Palpatine. He has Finn Lead. He has Ebb and Flow on Thrawn. He has Han Unique. He has Kylo Outrage. He has Qui-Gon Jinn. He has Number Crunch. He has Inspirational Presence on Jedi Training Rey, and he has Savage.
Yeah, Roll with Punches is one.
Mm-hmm.
He's missing the other Zeta for R2.
I don't know if I would want that one.
No, Number Crunch is
Yeah,
fine.
you're right, with this meta.
Yeah, with this meta, combat analysis can kill you really fast. It depends on where you are. So you're looking at the Sith rate as well, right? A Zeta on Asajj Ventress's lead goes a long way.
Yeah, I just did it. It's nice because I even with my low-geared, crappy Night Sisters, I mean they're all 7 stars, other than Towson, who's 5. I was doing the event, and I mean with the Weekend Zombie, I was just crushing it. I'm like, oh, Asajj lead is wonderful. So
and it's free.
Yeah.
That's some. Yeah, I agree. I ran her in Secrets and Shadows, and she just wrecks. Just piles on the pain. It's brilliant.
Yeah, next round they'll be much harder because that's my project right now. Gear 12, my tunes, but also eating Night Sisters, rocking and rolling. So they're going to be pretty disgusting. And I got a weak-ass zombie, so that's always nice too.
Yes, I think those Zetas will get you into the Sith. Go ahead, Grim.
Oh, I was going to say, if he don't gear up your zombie. He has it at gear 7.
Oh,
stop.
Awesome.
Don't go further than that. Just keep on starring her up and level her up. Stop at gear. I mean, the cutoff is usually gear 6, but since you're right at 7, she'll have protection, so she won't be as squishy as you really want her to be, but she'll still be useful.
All right. Okay, so if you got more questions for us, or Zosros,
Zosro, I think.
Or
the way I'm saying, hopefully it's right.
Yeah, just hit us up in Discord. That's what it's for. And then we can help you out there. So that should help you with your arena with chips, and this is an overall character assessment. So that should definitely give you a...
BB-8, I think we're in consensus. BB-8
BB-8's the next one you should do.
and then followed by Asajj Ventress lead.
Yeah, that would be a good one. And
Veers is a good one, too.
Veers is a great one, too. And
it just depends on what you do.
And then I'll start working on your crew, getting him up with your ship. That's going to help you a lot with ship and just overall because he makes First Order disgusting. And then do those remods like we told you to do. And if you have more questions about the mods, then just shoot us a message. All right. That being said, let's get to some questions. I want to get to a lot of questions today. We've had a ton in there, so let's start rocking and rolling.
Okay, first, Vigilant Sentinel donated $2.
Yeah, thank you, Vigilant.
RSG, that's all it says.
That word.
Darth awesome. Question, why is it snowing in mid-April?
Well, it's cold. Those April snow showers, they can happen. It's cold here in Atlanta.
Because it's not June. Next question.
Yeah.
Weekend. Ice Bank myself. Question, who should be my next Gear 12? Palp, Resistance Trooper, or Asajj? Just for general use.
Palp.
Asajj.
I think Palp. I'm guessing the piece that he needs
gets bayonet.
Yeah, but I'm assuming that the piece that he needs is the one that gives Emperor Palpatine like plus 1,000 health. Asajj Ventress goes crazy anyways without the bayonet because she'll just keep on stacking offense. So you notice it, but it's not. I mean, if you're using her with like a weak zombie or something, eventually she'll just gain so much damage. It's not going to matter. Emperor Palpatine is really squishy. I think anything. I'm still not a fan of his Zeta, but anything to keep him from non-dying is usually a good thing. Zeta is kind of the cutoff for that, but I think I would go with Emperor Palpatine out of those first.
All right.
Paul Morgan, question, what teams should you work on for Territory War after you complete the Titans, Troopers, JTR teams, and First Order? Could go for Nightmare team.
Could go for Nightmare team, or you can work on your...
Night Sisters.
Night Sisters is always good, unless you're going to do Palp team with Vader and stuff. Oh, he said Nightmare team already, didn't he?
I said Nightmare.
Oh, yeah, Night team. Okay, I got confused there. Yeah, those two teams would be really good.
What other ones did he mention?
He said the primary ones. He said he had CLS, JTR, Troopers.
First Order.
Yeah, so that leaves those two teams.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. We're good to go. Next question.
Orz, for short. He donated $5. He says, thanks, guys.
Oh, you're more than welcome. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it.
Mr. Penny Pinch, question. Around the corn, how good were everyone's mods for the Thrawn Mythic event?
I already talked about that.
Plus 17 speed sec triangles and 1 plus 15 cross.
I had to use my God mods, so, and I still had that Mythic Tier 3 was just Jesus.
I think he's on about the rewards.
What did we get?
Yeah.
Oh, I got nothing.
I haven't leveled my 2 up, but that's what I was saying. I got 2 tenacity triangles. Both.
Yeah, I got something like that. One had speed or something like that, or circles. I can't remember, but I rolled it, but it was like an 8 speed. I was like, well, thanks for nothing.
All I have to say on the matter is
Chewy. Yeah. They were okay. They weren't great. But, you know, it is what it is. Next question.
Alec, question. There are mods with offense as set primary/secondary stat, but there is no offense in the character stats. So how offense affects characters? What's the exact math behind it?
All right, let's go to Mr. Wizard, Dr. Finn, to answer this one.
Okay, so the question is, how does offense affect the damage of characters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you have a stat called physical damage. Offense increases the physical damage stat. It also increases special damage as well, but I think most people look at the physical damage more just because those are the characters affected a little bit more. So if you get, for example, a plus 5% offense, it increases your base, not your after modded, but your pre-modded offense or your physical damage by 5%. So you get this bonus of 5%. Now the question is, how does it translate into damage? If you go to Star Wars, the swgoh.gg page, if you go into the abilities, and I know not a lot of people do this, you just kind of look at the damage range. But if you click on a character and you look at their ability, if you click on it, you'll be able to see the mechanics. And in the list of mechanics on the right side, there is something called the modifier. The modifier is what you multiply your physical damage by for that ability in order to get your average damage. So, and that is without any actual variance, right? Without, and not considering crit and crit damage. Those are separate. So if you were to attack with, let's say you had, I'm going to use simple numbers. You had 1,000 physical damage. You get plus 100 offense, right? So now your physical damage goes from 1,000 to 1,100. If the modifier for the ability is 1.5, right, with 1,000 damage, you're 1,000 times 1.5, you're going to hit for about 1,500. If you go now to 1,100, you are now going to add 550, right? So now you're adding 550 on top of your 1,100. Now your damage for that ability that has a 1.5 modifier goes from previously 1,500 to now 1,650. Despite the fact that you only added 100 offense, you are now gaining 150 damage. So offense directly affects your physical damage, and then your physical damage is then multiplied into the modifier. If you're doing straight offense, it's more important to do it that way. If you're doing percent offense, it ends up being the same whether you multiply it after or before. The main thing is just to make sure that you're doing it pre-mods, not post-mods. So that is how the damage works for a character. The range is a variance. Just so you know, it's plus or minus 5% unless the character has a high variance, which I think then becomes plus 10% off the average. So you can basically reverse engineer all the calculations that GG shows you if you just kind of know what the formulas are. So
there you go.
That's how it works.
And that's our Science Minute with Dr. Finn. All right, next question.
Revenator question: when will we get more bedtime stories from Ouchie?
Every Saturday night we're going to be doing we should be doing the bedtime stories. If she's there, we'll do some more bedtime stories. I don't think we got a chance to do it this week. She didn't have one ready, but she did do it Friday, so we'll try to set her up to do some more she wants on the RSG Mature show. Next question.
Camille Buhalski question: so I unlocked Thrawn a couple days ago, and I run this team which Ranger told me to Emperor Palpatine lead, Thrawn, Tarkin, General Kenobi, Vader. How should I use Thrawn, especially in mirror matches? Fracture, EP, or Vader?
Fracture Vader.
Yeah, you can fracture Vader if he's fast enough. If one of your guys is stunned or something, like your Palpatines or something, I mean, it depends on the situation. You can hit him with the fracture, or you can hit him with the speed up, right? On one of your characters, especially if they've been damaged pretty heavily. It's situational, but that's the great thing about Thrawn is he gives you that flexibility. So let's say they beat the crap out of your Scion, then you speed him up, he gets protection back and stuff, and then he does his thing, and then you're like, yay! But if you're ahead, fracture. If you're behind, speed up somebody. That's the most damage, right? That's kind of the golden rule with Thrawn. I mean, if you get the jump and you're going first and you're ahead, fracture. If you're behind, because their mods are a little bit better, then speed up somebody to see if you can, depending on what they've done, to counteract what they're doing. So that's kind of how that works.
Yeah, what I usually do is I always fracture Vader, because once Vader goes, it's pretty much over. You want to shut him down as quick as possible.
Yeah.
And then, if he survives and gets out of fracture, at least you'll still have that thing to be like to give your tank speed so they can taunt.
There you go. All right, next question.
Paul Morgan, question: has there been any mismatches for territory wars for you guys recently?
It's been pretty within the range. I haven't had any mismatches or anything. You guys?
Same. Mine's been relatively close, except I'll claim Crazy had a huge bonus.
Okay. Well, you lost. When's that video coming out, bud?
I'm working on it. Crazy knows. I
Okay.
sent her an update at the end of last week before I had to go, so she knows. I'm working on it.
Next question.
Darth Skywalker, question: which leader should I Zeta, Asajj or Talzin?
Asajj.
If he doesn't have a 7-star Talzin, definitely Asajj.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Both really good leaderships.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
Camille Buhalski, any ideas on what to farm in Squad Arena Store after Tarkin, Kanan, Leia, and Stormtrooper Han are done? I would recommend working on Admiral Akbar and Mace Windu for their capital ships.
That's correct.
Yep.
I'd say farm up Cassian as well because he's amazing.
He's really good too. In the Rogue One team, he's pimp.
If you don't have Asajj, he's really good too.
Yeah, that's another good one. I mean, there's plenty of options. So if you want to go ships, do the fleet guys. If you want to do Night Sisters, get Asajj. If you want to get your Rogue One team up, get Cassian. Pick one and rock and roll. All right, next question.
Corey Dahlmeyer, question: getting serious about Ewoks. Got a Golden Scout, Zeta Chirpa, will be tankless with no Paplu, but will run Wicket and Elder and Logray. Would you prioritize the next Zeta on Logray or Wicket?
Well, first of all, I want to say I am so sorry.
Yeah. No, they're pretty decent once you get them going.
They are.
Who should he...
Ewoks win at live. Next question.
Well, did we answer which Zeta?
Wicket.
No.
Wicket? Okay.
Yeah.
Jungle is massive.
There you go. Next question.
You can't go wrong with any of them.
Oh, sus.
Worst advice you'll ever get.
Sus, be quiet. All right, next question, please.
Nathaniel Morgan, how's Palp Unique Zeta still on the fence?
It helps. It's not a detriment. You get something for it. I mean,
it's a non-critical Zeta.
Yeah,
it's one of those that provides a benefit if you're really looking to power up a squad, but it's not essential in running the squad. So it just depends on where you are and what squads you're running on.
Right.
You need to have somebody that regenerates protection. So you're either gonna be running Thrawn or
the little green
Thrawn.
man.
Thrawn or
Fulcrum.
Thrawn?
Yeah.
Thrawn or Fulcrum. And I don't know. Personally, I think it's a waste of a Zeta.
Yep, I agree.
There are so many better ones.
Especially in territory wars. Right now, it looks like the shift is moving away from Thrawn being on that squad, so you're not eating up Thrawn on that team, and you see a lot more of Emperor Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, Sith Trooper, and Scion as the team on defense with Emperor Palpatine, because the double taunt makes it just annoying and people have a difficult time with it. Thrawn is more in arena, so it just depends on where you're using it and what you're trying to do. It's a non-critical one, though. So just know that if you're doing that, there may be something that's more important, right? Because you basically, I'm just using other examples. Phase 4, Night Sisters, if you're doing that in the Sith raid, you need Asajj lead. Any Jedi training raid team, you pretty much need Jedi training raid's leader, and you need roll with the punches. Otherwise, the team is not effective. Emperor Palpatine, you need his lead. Even if something as simple as Maul, right? If you're trying to do a stealthing team and just a speed Sith team, you need his leader in order to do it, because it's not valid without it. So it just depends on what you're trying to run. But it's not a bad one, it's just not critical.
There you go.
Joshua Clavette, question for Ranger: in your shard, how much more speed do I need to compete? CLS 245, Han 201, Thrawn 235, Rex 231, and GK 201. I can dip into the top 50, but fall hard overnight.
You're gonna need about.
You need at least another 20 on your Thrawn.
Yeah,
42.
Yeah, it was that simple. Yeah, you're gonna need at least get thrown to the 240s minimum. The other guy, OG Han, not so much. Don't worry about. I mean, if you get your Rex, and I think he's about right. Where I think you get him a little bit faster. CLS, you probably want a little bit faster too. I'd say another 15 to 20 on CLS. But even then, I mean, you're going to fall in the shard if you're in the same shard as me because everybody's just maxed out and stuff. It's not so much that you can have a great team, but it's more about like everyone's roster's done, so it's more like, you're gonna drop, to how much you drop. I mean, some days I drop in the 30s and now sometimes I drop in the 50s, and I've got a sick ass squad. It's just a matter of like, everybody can kill everybody. They're so evenly matched. So and the AI does stupid things. So you just, maybe once in a while you get lucky on RNG and people leave you alone, or the other way is you're gonna drop. So those are the two things. Just know you're going to drop it. If if you're going to go for the top, then you just get a little bit more speed on there, and then it's just more about who you attack. There's some teams a little bit weaker than others, so kind of keep a list of who you can hit and at what level. All right, we got time for 2 more questions, I think.
Okay, top ARPA question: who is the best 5th in a full Jedi squad? He's got Zeta, Qui-Gon Jinn, GK, Hermit Yoda, Ezra.
Repeat the squad again for me.
Okay, he's got Zeta, Qui-Gon Jinn, GK, Hermit Yoda, and Ezra. Maybe Kanan.
Maybe. We'll throw in a cheeky Isla. Because she'll call in assists. Ezra calls in assists.
Why wouldn't you just use Grandmaster Yoda and just start putting Foresight everywhere? That team is just a nuisance.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go with Grandmaster Yoda. Double Yoda on that team.
Yeah, I'd just run a Sarge against it. Poof, all gone.
Or Xeris.
Yeah, Xeris is another one, but then you don't need Hermit Yoda. I think that becomes excessive. You don't have enough damage then.
True.
Yeah, I think I would go with Hermit Yoda. Grandmaster Yoda. I think that would be my next one. That team.
Daniel Roche, question: what's the lowest gear level to have GK and Thrawn at before I switch out Chase? I have Thrawn at 7-star in gear 10, but GK at 5-star gear 8.
You need GK gear 10.
Gear 10 both. Yep.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to hop out.
I'm getting ready to hop out too. We're starting.
Thank you for having me. You take care.
Yeah, Mike.
Take care, Mike.
So
Bye.
That was the last question. If we didn't get your question, then just come to the Discord. We have it there down below. That's what it's there for. We've got a great community of great people, over 1,000 people in there that will help you with your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions. That's what it's designed for. So make sure you join the Discord. Also, make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. We really could use the support with that. We're trying to get, now that we're over 3K, I'm greedy, Finn. I want 4K. So if you can spread.
I still have to make my Twinkie video for 3K. I haven't forgotten for all of you guys that are waiting.
We haven't forgotten. It just sometimes takes
I know. I'm just letting everyone know. Yeah. I haven't forgotten. So there will be a Twinkie video. It's just, as you know, I was traveling and I have a couple weddings and stuff coming up. So and then all of a sudden I have to make a video for Crazy. So yeah, but it's coming.
You have done that yourself. So look forward to those. But yeah, help us get way over. Hold on.
All right, I have to go because we are beginning our heroic Sith raid. This is our first attempt, so wish us luck.
Good luck, man. Okay.
What the hell happened to Ranger?
I don't know. Why didn't he just end the stream?
I don't know. Ranger's doing something. frickin' Ranger. Frackin' Ranger. All right, so I can end the stream, though, from my end. So thank you all for watching. If you guys, again, like Ranger said, if you guys have a question, hop into the RSG Discord. We have a large community there that's willing to answer your questions. I hope you guys enjoyed this content. Let us know what you think. If there's anything else you guys want us to discuss, we always try to do a roster review in there, so you guys are learning from other rosters, and we can just keep on learning that way, because I think you learn from the way other people are leveling and seeing what they may or may not be doing correctly, and whether big roster, small roster, whatever it is. So with that, thank you very much, guys, for watching today, and we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if Ranger's doing another Battlefront. Oh, there's Ranger.
Yeah, sorry.
So I don't know if you're doing a Battlefront 2 today or not.
Depends. About to do my assignments. There's a lot going on today. I'll see if Vincelli wants to. I'll keep it open. If he does, maybe we'll do something. If not, then we'll definitely hit it hard tomorrow. So stay tuned. The best way to know is to subscribe. So, all right. Thank you guys for joining us. I think you covered all the mechanics. The mechanisms? Yep. Okay, cool. All right, everyone have a great rest of your day. We'll holler at you later.